Okay, I'm in a public place, so there's going to be background noise, just a little FYI. So let me ask you this. Does the word rejection make you want to curl up in bed and binge watch Netflix while questioning your every life decision? Or does it simply make you want to give up on women entirely and finally get a dog? Let's face it, getting rejected is part of the dating game. Whether you just met or you have been dating for a few months or even longer, and it doesn't mean the end of the world, but it can be a jarring bump in the road. So what do you do when she says, "It's not you, it's me"? Well, let's explore 10 things to do when a woman rejects you, and one thing you must absolutely avoid doing. If you're new to my channel, my name is Anna Jorgensen. I help good men like you decode modern women so you can find, attract, and keep your keeper, or simply have better relationships with women. Welcome to Just the Tip. Some of these will apply if you just met her, and others will apply if you've been dating a long time. Let's get into it. Acknowledge the rejection like a grown-up. That's the first thing you must do, is acknowledge what happened. Yeah, it stings. It's like getting slapped in the face with a reality check. However, avoiding it or pretending she didn't just shut you down won't do you any good. Be honest with yourself and accept that she's simply not interested. You're not going to change her mind by approaching her again or snapping at her with "Your loss, lady," or even sending "hey" text messages. Key point: bitterness makes you look petty, immature, and insecure. Example: imagine you're trying to squeeze into an elevator that's already full. Pushing won't get you in. It'll just annoy who's ever already in there. Acceptance is key, so take a deep breath and move on. 2, taking it personally. This is difficult to do, but sometimes, beep, it isn't all about you. She might be dealing with her own stuff, or maybe she's just not ready for a relationship. I've been there. Rejection doesn't always reflect on who you are. People are complex, and sometimes her no has nothing to do with your worth. Example: if you cold approached her, she might be fresh out of a breakup, or maybe focusing on her career, or has chronic fatigue syndrome, or her mom just died, or she's moving to Spain, or she needs to fix her shit. I've been there, and doesn't feel like she can be in a relationship and is simply not in the right headspace. But that's her issue, not yours. You can't control where her priorities are. You can only control how quickly you move on to someone who's ready for what you bring to the table. Key point: you'll do your self-esteem a favor by assuming it's her, not you. But you're not going to totally let yourself off the hook. 3, laugh it off. Sometimes you've got to laugh at life's misfortunes. I have been through a lot of trauma and chaos. Read my memoir. And humor is definitely my go-to cope. But after a moment of validating life's unfairness at times, I also truly find life has its foibles and they're amusing. A little humor can make even the harshest rejection slightly less painful. When I was 20, I started in a career of sales and was rejected 99 times a day. That's not an exaggeration. My goal was 100 calls a day or until I got an appointment, which means a yes. However, on my very first day of rejections, I went to my manager in tears, vowing to quit. Like a good coach, he told me what I'm telling you now: laugh it off. My motto became, every no is closer to a yes. After that, at the end of the day, I shared the most brutal rejections I experienced with laughter as a badge of honor for not giving up. I didn't let myself off the hook. Instead, I revised my approach until over time, I became a top salesperson. That happened because I didn't allow other people's reactions to bother me. Laughing at rejection can help you take rejection less personally. Key point: not everyone will be into you, and that's good. It means you're being real. You don't want them all, just the right one. Have a chuckle about the absurdity of it all and keep going. Example: you could say to yourself, "Well, I guess she wasn't ready for my level of awesomeness." Now that's the kind of mindset you need. Laugh at the situation and move on, because it's her loss and you're too busy leveling up to be held back by one woman's opinion or 99 people. Keep that confidence high, and soon enough, the right someone will appreciate your unique brand of awesomeness. I know it. All right, I think we're on number 4. Reflect on what you learned. This is part of not letting yourself off the hook. Every rejection teaches you something. Maybe it was a sign you weren't really that compatible after all. Rejection is a chance to look inward. What could you improve in yourself? Whether you just met were dating or in a relationship, were there any red flags you missed? Use this as an opportunity for growth. Example, instead of thinking, why didn't she like me? Flip it to, what can I learn from this? Or what signs of disinterest or red flags did she reveal that I ignored because she's hot, sexy, charismatic, whatever? It's like reviewing game footage after a loss. There's always room for improvement, even if it's simply paying closer attention to things you let her get away with. When you shift your focus to self-growth, you turn rejection into a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. You'll end up better prepared for future opportunities, avoid the throwbacks, and maybe even discover what makes you truly awesome. 5, focus on self-improvement. Sure, she's not really into you, but that's just a cue not to wallow in self-pity. Hit the gym, learn a new skill, pick up a new hobby, or maybe finally start that side hustle you've been dreaming about. Rejection sometimes is a blessing in disguise. It gives you time to focus on your own growth, whether that's reading more or learning how to make a decent omelet for your next woman you allow into your life. Make yourself a better version of who you know you can be. Know better, do better. Example, instead of moping, you could become the guy she regrets not dating when she sees you 6 months from now looking like a snack. She'll think, wow, did I really let that guy get away? Meanwhile, you'll just be living your best life, completely unbothered, because you know you've leveled up and maybe she no longer qualifies for you. Key point. Most guys who have done this one thing, focusing on self-improvement, including what we're going to talk about in point number 10, discover they no longer want the woman who rejected them. Say that again. 6. Go out and meet new people. One rejection doesn't mean you're doomed to live in a cave. Dust yourself off and put yourself out there again. Just because one woman turned you down doesn't mean they all will. Now get back into the game and don't let rejection discourage you. Example, think of dating as a numbers game, just like it was for me back in my sales days. If you roll the dice enough times, you're bound to get a win eventually. In fact, getting rejected by the wrong ones is a win too. Just keep playing and remember, she didn't see your value. If she wasn't the one, she's just one of many, and you have too much to offer to stop at one rejection. Keep rolling because you are the jackpot. 7, avoid sending desperate text messages. Texting her a million times a day with, did I do something wrong? Or can we still be friends? Isn't going to win you any points. In fact, it's going to do the opposite. Acting clingy is never attractive. It screams insecurity and desperation. And honestly, no one is into that. Let the text convo rest in peace. Example, imagine you're at a social event and someone you didn't want to talk to keeps tapping you on the shoulder, begging for attention. Annoying, right? Right, it is. So don't be that guy. Leave her in peace and you'll look way more confident and self-assured. Plus, she'll start wondering why you're suddenly so chill, and that mystery might just make her curious about you again, which is what you want if you still want her back. 8, I think. Resist stalking her social media. No, you don't need to see her pictures of her vacation or Friday night selfies. Trust me, her new haircut isn't going to reveal some secret love for you. Following her every move online is torture. It's self-torture. Letting go means giving her space, online and off. Plus, you'll drive yourself crazy trying to figure out who that dude is in her latest story. Example, you're not Sherlock Holmes and there's no mystery to solve. She's living her best life, so should you. Focus on yours, not on analyzing her every post like it's some sort of secret code you need to solve. Constantly checking her updates won't change the outcome. It'll just waste your time and mental energy. Instead, invest that time into something that actually benefits you. Perhaps something you've let slide for a while you were in the relationship, overly focused on her. Key point, your life must not revolve around someone who doesn't want to be in it. Okay, so new location because I was being interrupted. Okay, what are we on? 8, 9? I think we're on number 9. Surround yourself with support. So your friends are there to pick you up after a fall. Lean on them, have a laugh, let them remind you that you're still a catch. Women do this for each other all the time. In fact, probably too often. However, one thing ladies do tend to get right is talking about it with friends, which can help get perspective. Your friends will remind you that one rejection doesn't define your entire worth. And if you don't have friends, talk to a therapist about how to fix that. We all need a community. Try something new. What have you got to lose? Example, grab some beer skis, no, brewskis, rant at your misfortune, and then let your friends roast you with some brutal but hilarious truths. Sometimes that's the best medicine, and you'll realize that one rejection isn't the end of the world, and it's a good story to laugh about later. Now, just before I reveal number 10, and the one thing you absolutely must avoid doing, if you have found value in this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing. 10. Keep a positive attitude. Rejection is a bump in the road. It's not the whole highway. Stay positive. And remember, there are plenty of other women out there. Yes, you'll have to start over and filter, but a positive mindset will take you much further than a negative one. Instead of dwelling on the loss, look at the future with optimism. If you tell yourself there's always another opportunity just around the corner, your smart brain will look for that possibility. If you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. Henry Ford, Ford Motor Company. Okay, example. Think of rejection as God's way of saying, I've got something better for you. Stay positive and keep moving forward. And when that better someone comes along, you'll realize why the other one didn't work out. Trust me, you'll look back and say, well, that was a lucky escape. Your motto, rejection is God's protection. Okay, one thing you must avoid. When a woman rejects you, never act like you care too much about the rejection, because she'll see you as lower value. Women mirror your feelings about you. If you act like it bothers you, it confirms to her that she made the right choice. However, when you act like it doesn't faze you, it makes her second guess her decision. And that's not even the best part. The best part is that when you act like you don't care, you really truly behave like you're okay, your self-esteem doesn't take as big a hit. And while it is healthy to process loss and grief, acting like you don't care doesn't mean pretending to be stoic around her. It means you do some healing work in private and then go out and live your best life like nothing bad happened, because in truth, nothing bad did happen. You let someone go who did not see your value, and in doing so, not only did you increase your true value, but you also made space for someone who sees it. Even if you think you messed up with her, learn from it, but don't get stuck feeling bad about yourself. Determine if you actually do need to change something in yourself or your behaviors or your ideas or your attitudes. And yes, make those changes. Know better, do better. However, if your behaviors, ideas, and attitudes are a-okay with you, which they may be, then honor yourself and realize maybe she wasn't the right match for your beliefs, values, or goals. Better to know sooner than later. Key point, choose to see whatever happens to you in your life as something that is happening for you in your life. Act as if you chose it. Of course, some events are challenging, and to find the silver lining might be difficult, but make it a habit to always try to look for the learning, and life will suck less. Rejection doesn't have to be the end of the world. Sure, it does sting, but it's also an opportunity to grow, learn, and get back out there. So, chin up, shoulders back, laugh at the ridiculousness, and keep going. There is no one else out there like you, and you are uniquely amazing. I believe in you. You are worthy. Now, before you go, I have a serious question for you. I used hot rollers in my hair last night, and now that it's a little bit flat, you can't really tell, but did you like it earlier? Thanks for being here. Thanks to Art Knapp, now called the Garden Center, for letting me use their garden earlier. And one of the people who worked there said that somebody went on a date there and the girl loved it. So there's a note. Go to a garden center. If she loves gardening, go to a garden center. Lots of love. God bless. Sorry. Thank you.
Sorry. Okay. Like I'm asking, do you have a preference?
Oh, no, yeah, no.
Yeah, so
It's nice of it.
we could do it.
Thanks. I used to be a realtor. Jorgensen, Hannah Jorgensen.
It's Anna, isn't it?
Yeah.
I used to sell advertising for the Echo. That's
Oh,
many moons ago.
well, hello. What's your name?
Linda.
Linda. Hi, Linda.